Hello, everybody. Lori Blue, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and I'm excited to tell you some news about what I'm up to. And just to remind you, as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, I don't just have a business helping women lose weight. I'm actually on a mission, and it's my passion to help women over 50 lose weight because that's been my journey. I'm 61, lost 100 pounds, and I'm super excited to be able to just continue to research, to read, to just read between the lines, to figure out what my body needs to do, to be able to get the information I need to help my clients wherever they're at. And there's so many people who have stubborn weight gain. And we need to figure out what's going on. We need to find the weight loss blocks. We need to find the hidden healing opportunities and get excited about creating life as a health adventure. And so that's what I look at it as. I've just gotten back from Zion and Bryce in Wyoming. And every chance I could, I went out for a walk every day. If I wasn't just walking around the neighborhood to Pine Creek in Pinedale, Wyoming, for a little office, what I would do would go for a 5 to 10 mile walk to get outside and have movement. Because the more we get movement is medicine for our body. It's our metabolic practice that creates better heart health, better oxygen, better circulation in your body, better brain health overall. And when you look at your life as a health adventure and you think about what you can do to make your body work better, to make your body stronger so that you can lose weight and feel great and just live in a body that's working, that you're comfortable in, with a brain that's functioning. We all want that. And we need to think about that over 50. We need to realize that if we don't actually look at our health as a health adventure, what can go wrong down the road? So many people get sick in their 60s, and we don't want that. I don't want that. I am on a mission to help women get healthy. And so my program does help women lose weight because that's been my journey. But I didn't know at the time that when I was looking for my weight loss solution, I found my diabetes solution so I could reverse my pre-diabetes. I never even got myself checked. I don't know exactly where I was, but I know I had all the symptoms. And I don't know how far into diabetes I was because I turned it around before it got worse or before I even got there. And that is something that I focus on with my clients, is making sure that they reverse pre-diabetes risk so that they don't have to go into that process and decline. Because when you start to decline and get worse in your health, what happens is you get worse with diabetes and Alzheimer's. And those are things we could turn off. We could practice epigenetics, and we can actually flip our sugar switch off and flip on our metabolic health switch. We can actually correct our metabolism, balance our blood sugar, and get our body back to working the way we want it to by actually keeping the sugar low in our body and taking out the grains that are causing us to be poisoned, because they really do poison your body. If you're eating a lot of wheat and you have any health concerns, if you have a heart condition, if you have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, if you have any depression, any anxiety, any asthma, all of that can be contributed to that, because those are all the things that I ditched, got rid of, no longer have when I changed my diet and went low carb, keto, because when you bring in fat and protein, you reverse and reduce your blood sugar dysregulation over time. It doesn't always happen right away. Sometimes you might drop 20 pounds like I did, but then you get to the point where you are actually in a metabolic healing state and you're getting cardiometabolic health processes as you're in a plateau. So don't always worry about being on a plateau. What you want to worry about is, do you feel good? Are you reducing the symptoms in your body? Is your body getting stronger? And maybe you're gaining weight. The whole idea is to reduce the visceral fat in our body. And so that all comes down to really looking at your life, and are you ready for a diet change, and do you ready to get to the next level? And sometimes we'll start somewhere and it gets to be easier, and we're ready for the next challenge or the next change, and we want to look at what symptoms we're having in our body so that we can make these changes and choices to look at health as a choice to have better health. And so I also like to call it health is your wealth, or choosing health so that you can have a better body and look better and feel better in your body. And, you may not always know what you want to look like, or, how you exactly want to feel, but you should write it down. Like, what would you like to feel like in 6 months to a year from now? How would you like to look? Would you like to wear something different? Would you like to wear more beautiful clothes or get a new swimsuit? Sometimes we don't know exactly what we're going to look like when we lose weight. I didn't know I was going to look like this. And, but I'd like to just put on something pretty and put on my bracelets and just have a good day and feel good in my body. And when I lost 100 pounds, I did not know I was going to lose 100 pounds. I just kept looking at my health as a journey and the health that I was going to create, and looking at life as a health adventure, and just making the best life and body for myself that I could have. And magic happens when you do that. You get to kind of unclutch the fear, step forward into change, and make things happen. We just don't stop. We just keep going. We just take that chance. We just go forward and get into action, one step at a time. If you can't do it more than two steps, whatever is comfortable, get started. Write it all down, and what is it that you want to do? And so for me, I've been 8 years keto, and I've had a lot of good health results from that. But I've done a lot of research, a lot of study, and listened to the experts. I'm on podcast every day. I'm reading books. I'm listening to a book before I go to bed. I'm single, so I can listen to whatever I want whenever I want to. And it's really fun was when I was driving to Wyoming. It was about I call it a 2-day drive, but basically if you wanted to do it all in one day, it would be about 14 hours. But I stopped off in Zion, and then I stopped off in Bryce and spent the night in Bryce before heading over there. But what I do is binge listen to podcasts the whole time. That is my university, because you know what? That's where the experts are. If you get on the right podcast, and I just got an interview that just dropped with Boundless Body podcast with Casey Rough, and I have listed that podcast in my YouTube station. And so I am recording this on Instagram and YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, come join me on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, come and sign up, join me and follow me on YouTube, and ask me questions. And I always reply if you're going to leave a question. And if you have a question and you're not sure what's happening, I don't mind giving you some support here. If you need a lot of support, then we can get on a call. But if you just have a question, I can answer quick questions. And I'm here to serve you, because I want everybody to get the results that they want to have, and to start living your life as a health adventure. We want to make the changes when we need to make the changes. Here's why, or what I am going to do for myself, because of all the information that I've been listening to, and because I got excited about it. And I have been dealing with an issue of balancing my minerals for a couple of years, because I run an HTMA, and my sodium and potassium has been too low. When your sodium and potassium is too low, you can get a calcium shell and not absorb your calcium. So my calcium was very elevated, and it was stuck. They call this a calcium shell. So that's been going on for a couple of years. And I have high aluminum. So I have metal in my body. We all do. It's there. And a lot of the times it's just sticking in the tissue, staying in the brain. You can't get rid of it until you detoxify it, but you also can't get rid of it if your sodium and potassium is too low and your calcium is too elevated. There is a problem there with your body has to get into homeostasis to be able to eliminate the metals. And so I've been going through metal detoxification over the past couple of years, off and on, and I could see it in my HTMAs. And so just recently I ran another one, and I am throwing metal out of my body, which is a good thing. And what's really cool is all of a sudden the mercury's coming out. I've got cadmium, I've got nickel. All of this is coming out, but it's good because it needs to get out of my body, and it's coming out through my hair. But it's also kind of coming out the backside, because I have looser stools and I have faster motility. And for a while there, I was doing some zeolite, which was helping me get this metal to move. That was part of my protocol, was to use the zeolite by I'm using Zeocharge zeolite. And what was really cool about that, it was just really working. It stopped the diarrhea. It helped me eliminate more of the metals, bind it all up, and try to get it out of my body, until it wasn't doing that as much. It didn't seem to do that as much. I went back to fast motility again, and it felt like it just wasn't working. But when I ran my HTMA, what was really happening was the metals were coming out. I am detoxifying these metals. And the cool thing is my sodium and potassium is up. That's why it's coming out. And because that's been my focus. And also my calcium shell broke, and it's down to 80, which is good. And so now I can absorb my calcium. So a lot of women are going to they think they've got osteoporosis. They're not absorbing. They think that they could just take calcium. and that you will absorb the calcium and get into your bones. What if it's a calcium shell and you add calcium to that? You're not absorbing that. You're still storing it in your soft tissues. You're not getting it into your bones. We need boron. We need K2. We need vitamin A. We need certain minerals to help us absorb our calcium, and we need to get aluminum out of the way. And so, don't drink out of aluminum cans. Try to drink out of less plastics, more glass, stainless steel. Make sure you change your pans from aluminum to stainless steel. Don't cook on aluminum. I cook on parchment, a little bit of plastic on there, but I don't want metals in my body. So there's kind of, we live in a toxic environment. We got to pick our poisons. We got to figure out what we're going to do to protect ourselves the best we can. And so I have decided to do a carnivore challenge because everything that I've been listening to and reading kind of led me to think that let's just clean up my gut more. Let's take out whatever food sensitivities I could be having that could be causing fast motility. Because if we have something we're reacting to, what could be happening is that fast motility, your body wants to get it out. Like I had a situation over the last weekend where I had a piece of non-organic cheese by Tillamook and cheddar cheese. I'm like, I'm going to have a piece of cheese with I had some Who crackers and I wanted some cheese and crackers, Oh my gosh, the next day there was some kind of reaction and I could not turn off this reaction. I just took 2 Restore Flora by Microbiomes and it completely turned it off just like that. Super cool to know that process can work. So it was really interesting, but I am having some food sensitivities. I don't know exactly why. It could be because of the metals, but I just want to take everything out right now and go down to carnivore and fermented veggies. So what I am doing is still a focus on gut health. I want to keep in the fermented veggies. I want to make the super gut probiotic yogurt. So I'm getting ready. I just ordered some probiotics to support that. And I want to start using more of the William Davis's super gut formula to help with gut health, help with oxytocin, help reduce SIBO, and you get that antimicrobial support in your small intestine overall. And so that's also going to support my gut. So those are the things I want to keep in for my diet. So Sean O'Mara, you should follow him here. He's probably on YouTube. He's on Instagram. Really interesting is that he focuses on taking MRIs of people's stomachs, even brains, your heart. But what he could see is your internal visceral fat and how much you have. And what's really cool with his process is you get to reverse the visceral fat, get it out of your body, and get a better fat better fat type in your body. So you don't want visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat, you don't want a lot of it, but we do need a little bit of it, especially as women over 50. We don't want to be skinny. So we want to be comfortable in our body, and we want to have the right amount of fat to hold our hormones. And so another reason why I'm doing this is also to support my hormones and mental health. Being over 60, I am working on my hormone balance and using Quicksilver products I also help my clients pull in hormone balance or this Quicksilver products so that you can get your hormones balanced. But we also need to run the labs to see what your hormones look like before you even do that, because you want to make sure that you don't add fire to the fuel if there's a detoxification issue. And so that's why I run the labs that I run, so I can see your hormones, see what your gut health looks like, so then we can actually get in there and support your body and put you on the right diet so that you know exactly what you need to do based on your symptomology. So I'm going to be doing a carnivore challenge for up until September specifically, because I'm then going to my half marathon in Tennessee at the Smoky Mountains. So I will be doing it all the way through my half marathon, and I always do my half marathons fasted. So this is something that's easy for me to do because I'm a fat burner. I am able to tap into my fat burning, and I know what supplements to use, and I know how much sodium I'm going to need for my body. And so for me, first half marathon I was totally dialed in, and it didn't hurt at all. And I had all the right nutrients, all the right minerals, everything worked really well. So I am already prepping for what I need to make sure that my knees are good. Fish oil, some Zyflamin, because I want to make sure I'm in an anti-inflammatory state, because after hiking across the Grand Canyon for 24 miles, I did have some sore knees at about 20 miles. And because of that, I ended up having a runner's knee in my January half marathon with Disneyland. And I don't know if that's going to repeat itself, but I'm going to be prepared and assume that my knees, maybe they're just not going to be as young and healthy as they could be, because I did have some degenerative damage and I'm still repairing degenerative damage. But for the most part, my knees do fine. I've been out on 7-mile hike at Zion and it was fine, no problems. I did a 10-mile hike with my brother up in the Wind River Range and no problems there. Perfect cardiovascular health. I didn't even get over stressed with breathing at 9,800 foot elevation. So that was pretty cool to know that that was not an issue for me. And because I had my minerals dialed in. So that was really cool. And so I don't have any knee damage hiking. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what? Life is a health adventure. Let's figure it out. I am not going to stop taking supplementations because I do like targeted supplementations for specifically what I need to do for my body, for my moods, for my hormones, and for missing minerals that I need in my body, and for metal detoxification. So those are all things that I dial in for myself, and I help my clients dial in too. So you never really know what you need. You could be spending too much money on things you don't need. Whereas when you come work with me, let's figure out what's going on in your body and dial it in correctly so that you know exactly what to do. And in 6 months, get your health back under control, get your weight loss moving, and then you can do it on your own, or you can work again with me some more. But I just had a client, she started working with me in January. She's 95% less pain. She's got her weight down and her metabolism is reset and she's feeling amazing. And she's starting to get more exercise. She's outside for 3 hours a day in the yard, exercising and moving around and getting movement and grounding and getting sunlight. So powerful to look at nature as how we can let nature help us heal. So I went to an exercise class with her this morning and it was awesome because I could actually be outside, get a little bit more light, I was actually doing it grounding barefoot and being on the grass as much as I could. I thought that was so exciting. That's the best kind of a class you can get if you can get outside and do it grounding. And so I'm just ready to get to the next level of detoxification for my body. And I want to see as a challenge at how this works for me and how I'm going to feel. I am really looking to get those hormones balanced because I also need to get my neurotransmitters working correctly and better balanced. And so this to me is important because I don't want to live in a depressed state if I can get my hormones and my mood stabilized and get my neurotransmitters working for me. And so I focus on that because I used to have depression. And so I am more prone to having depression if my supplements are off, if my food is off, when my hormones are off. And so I want to see if Carnivore is going to change that. I want to see what it's going to do for me. So this is something that I focus on as a practitioner because I'm super excited as a passion to figure out how I can help all of my clients, and especially the ones who have stubborn weight loss and who might try keto, carnivore, and not getting the results they want. Then coming to me, we're going to find your hidden healing opportunities in those weight loss blocks. We're going to figure out what's going on and fix it as best as we can and get your body back into homeostasis. And with all my lived experience and all my passion, I am there for you to help you tune into what it is that you need to do for your body. And so I'm always going to do that. And, something else that I've been doing, I've been having either a histamine response, I've been having more sneezing. I know that sneezing for me is a reaction to something. And so I wanted to just take it all out and find out what's going on in my body and figure out how I can get my health better, because that's my mission for myself. This is the journey that I'm on. I am still on my transformational journey, even though I've lost 100 pounds. I still was 5 pounds lighter last year. I'm back down to 129, but I did dip down into 123. I don't know how I did that, but it popped back up to 125 and stayed there for a while. And then it'd been incrementally going up to 130. I don't know how much muscle I put on. I have put on some muscle, but overall, the goal isn't to be skinny, but to be muscular, to have muscles so that we have stronger bones, stronger muscles, so we can have longevity, because your muscles are your longevity factor. If you don't have muscles, you don't have the longevity that you want to have. And you don't want butter bones. Butter bones are when you've been standing in the kitchen and you fall down and you break a bone, or you go in to get your bones repaired and your surgeon can just slice through your bones because you got butter bones. And so we don't want that. But there's things we can do to have stronger bones. And one of the things that people aren't doing is eating protein. So we have to prioritize protein. And so I want to prioritize my protein even more to see what I can do with my body. Can I get to the next level? I'm on it. This is my challenge. I want to get back down to 125 pounds and I want to build muscle. I want to be stronger and I'm going to have longevity. And so that's what I'm focusing on with this prioritization of going more keto, but keeping in fermented veggies and some probiotic yogurt, which I'm going to actually do coconut. I don't have a choice. I can't do dairy because I react to dairy. I reacted to that piece of cheese I ate. And huge reaction to that. And I don't want to even at this point eat any cheese because when you take it out, when you take out your food sensitivities, guess what happens? You start to know what you react to and you start to feel better. You lose the depression, you lose the brain fog, you get your excitement back. You get your energy back. And then you could tell that if you eat something, it causes those symptoms to come back. Then you know there's something wrong and you stop eating it and you don't want to eat it anymore. And so I'm ready to get to the next level of seeing if I could lose my weight and get back to 125 because I want to feel good about myself. I have a goal. Let me show you my goal dress. It's the same color because I do love orange, but it has this cute little ruffle at the bottom and it's really tight. And so I'm not comfortable wearing super tight. So I want to wear things that are a little bit, form-fitting because it feels good to be able to do that after being 225 pounds and being able to wear clothes that can feel pretty in. And orange is definitely the color that I like. Orange and turquoise, those are my colors. And but I also want to simplify my life. I don't even remember to buy vegetables anymore. So one of the things I could do is keep fermented vegetables in the fridge, and I'll have those available when I want to eat them. And I just, I'm here to explore life and to live life as a health adventure. So that's why I named my company Lori Blue, Aging Adventurously, because I feel like I'm doing that. And I want everybody to know that they can do that. And I want you to know that you could get stronger and that, you might see me out there hiking Angel's Landing or going for these long hikes. But you know what? I couldn't do that 8 years ago. I couldn't do that when I had asthma, when I weighed 200 pounds or 185 pounds. I couldn't do that. But the more I walk, the more I keep active. Minimally a day, I do a 30-minute walk a day or 20 to 30-minute 1 mile sun walk every day without my glasses on to get light in my eyes, to balance my circadian rhythm, and to program my body for bedtime, to light up my mitochondria, and to tell my body what time it is. When you get light in your eyes in the morning, you can start to tan your body more readily. And so there's several factors in protecting your skin. Going out in the sun doesn't cause skin cancer, but if you burn, if you eat the wrong fats, if you don't get light in your eyes and you always have sunglasses on and you just burn because your body doesn't know what time it is. If it doesn't know what time it is, it doesn't know to create melanin. And if you're not eating protein, you're not getting vitamin A, your body can't create the enzyme action to actually utilize the sunlight that we want to get it to work for you. But we have eyes to let light in our body, and that's part of the communication our cellular system needs for our mitochondria. And light can be like energy. When I go on long walks, I am not hungry. I am fat adapted. I'm a fat burner. And I can actually take the light in my body. And you know what? Light breaks down into nutrients, into cellular components. And we actually put those in our body and they can nourish us. You ever go to the beach and not feel hungry? You're walking on the ground, you're barefoot, you're feeling good, you're getting more serotonin, you're getting light in your eyes. Even if you're trying to block it with sunglasses, you're still getting some light in your eyes and you're less hungry. That's because the light's working for us and nourishing us. Light is a nutrient. And so just get excited about the different things that we can do, about all the different things that we can get excited about. If you need a podcast request, just let me know. If you need a subject to be solved, and I can send you a podcast to solve that problem for you. So you can think outside the box and listen to doctors and specialists talk about what they studied their whole life. They know more than the standard doctor of care. And so you're not going to get this information from when you go into the medical system because that's not what they learn. Unless you get really lucky and you end up with Sean Baker, or you end up with the doctors that are actually using a low-carb method to help people lose weight and reverse diabetes, because that's also the process that I do. That's why I listen to all these people, because it's really fascinating to even find out that light, blue light, at night is an endocrine disruptor, and it can actually cause you to have higher blood pressure. And it raises your blood sugar levels, it raises your insulin levels. And so we want to block blue light at night. So those are some things that we need to know about. But back to why I'm going carnivore. I really wanted to get a challenge. I want to simplify my diet and I want to see if I can do it. And I want to hang out with the people who are doing it, and I want to explore it, network, and learn and get excited about something different. Balance my hormones, balance my moods, figure out what it is that's going to work best for my body. And if I go back to adding in some vegetables, plants can be medicine, but sometimes they're poison for people. Some people can't tolerate them. We want to eat the vegetables that work for our body, but not necessarily the ones that are going to cause damage to our body. And so that's why we take things out and then bring them back in and listen. How does our body do? And so, my clients are coming to me with stubborn weight gain. I want to be there to be able to customize and tailor your diet for you and to know how to do it and to have practiced it myself so I can guide you, because my lived experience is my super sauce. And it is one of the most important things that I bring into my program. I bring in those 3 to 5 labs for you, but I also bring my education, my passion, my knowledge, and my lived experience to guide you with accountability and support, because that's what's missing in the conventional model and method of weight loss. Besides the fact that they focus on a low calorie, low protein diet that causes you to have prediabetes in the first place, it's never been proven to work, per Dr. Mark Hyman. And he's got lots of books on that. And he says those diets lead to diabetes. That's obesity and diabetes. And so we want to prevent that by eating more protein, more fat, and reducing the sugar and grains in our diet. That's the bottom line. That's the weight loss solution, diabetes solution that you want to have. And so that's what I talk about. That's what I focus on. And so definitely ask me for the link. You can find it on YouTube, but it's for Boundless Body with Casey Ruff. It's my new podcast that came out last Friday, and it's super empowering. And I hope that you like it, and let me know. Leave a comment. But, we want to get out there and explore life as best we can. We want to get out there and look at our lifestyle as a hobby and how can we make our life better. So if I can go on a carnivore diet, make myself stronger, get ready for this half marathon, take away the things that are causing my body to have inflammation, correct my gut health, and prioritize my protein and have stronger muscles, then this is something that I want to see how it works. And so get excited about making any changes. And let's just really get out there and figure out what we could do to make our bodies better, to lose the weight that we want to lose, and to empower ourselves to feel like badasses, because we can. You can look and feel good now, but how much better can you look and feel if you make some changes with your diet and lifestyle and take away the interferences that are causing you to be harmed? Because food can be your medicine or food can be your poison. Like if you're getting autoimmune problems, if you're having any gut dysfunction, if you're having any brain dysfunction, you got to look at your diet. It's all diet related. It's all diet, all of it. It's environmental. And so this is where epigenetics come in. We got to change our diet to support our health. And the more you do that, the more you're going to get the health that you want to have. It really works like magic. And just unclutch the fear. Step forward into action. Watch my reels, because I put my heart and my soul into these reels, because I'll listen to the music and I'll put in the story of my life that I am living currently as a health adventure, and try to put in a message there for you to help empower and encourage you to look at health as your wealth, to look at how you can make the changes so that you can lose the weight for good, finally, forever. Get off that merry-go-round of weight gain, because you do not have to be there anymore. I got off. I used to be terrified of gaining the weight back, and I'm not anymore. I could put on this cute little orange dress and feel good about myself. We can all do that. What is your goal? What's your vision? All right. And let me know what diet you might be changing, or what you want to do, what changes you want to make, and ask a question. I'm here for you. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.